8th March is International Women's Day, a day to visibilize the fight for gender equality. Yet, it's become more about special discounts and WhatsApp forwards. The International Women's Day has a fascinating history born from working women's movements across the world. The first National Women's Day was celebrated in USA on February 23, 1909. Feminist author Charlotte Perkins Gilman addressed the crowd. She said, "It is true that a woman's duty is centered in her home and motherhood. But home should mean the whole country and not be confined to 3 or 4 rooms of a city or a state." The following year saw the Second International Conference for Women in Copenhagen. More than 100 women from over 17 countries attended, including the prominent socialists Louise Zeitz and Clara Zetkins. They proposed that an International Working Women's Day be held to draw attention to women's labor struggles. The next year, Europe held its first International Women's Day on March 19, 1911. More than 1 million women and men attended rallies in Austria, Hungary, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. There were more than 300 rallies in Austria-Hungary alone. They fought to end gender discrimination and secure women's rights to work, vote, be trained, and hold public office. Socialist delegates who had long favored male laborers' rights over women's suffrage and equality began to finally champion women's equality for the first time after these demonstrations. However, the World War I brought all possibility for social reform to a screeching halt. International Women's Day became a mode to protest the war. For many women, this spelled treason. It was in this fraught political climate that the most dramatic International Women's Day march occurred. On 8th March 1917, 100,000 Russian women marched down the streets of the Russian capital of Petrograd. "Down with the Tsar," they demanded, protesting the high wartime prices of food and rent. This historic protest sparked the Russian Revolution. 4 days after the protest, the Tsar abdicated the throne. The provisional government that was set up in its place became the first major government to grant women the right to vote. Lenin then declared International Women's Day as a communist holiday in 1922. International Women's Day was then celebrated mostly in socialist countries until the mid-1970s, dying down in the fiercely anti-communist USA. Women's Day made a comeback in 1975, which was declared by the UN as International Women's Year. 8th March was officially declared by the UN as International Women's Day, bringing the day back to international significance. India also celebrates 8th March. In Delhi, there is an annual march called 8 March, 7 March. Each year, women across the country demand that our rights and dignity be ensured. We demand political representation, freedom from violence, equal economic opportunity, and the right to live freely. So why has a day built on revolution and struggle become more about flowers and cards? This International Women's Day, let's change that. Remember the revolutions, acknowledge our struggles, and fight for a better tomorrow. Share this video.